Can you buy tax lien certificates in Canada? In this video, I'm going to show you how the Canadian system works. Okay, vaguely on that. It's not the same as the United States. I don't want you thinking you can go over there. There are some things you've got to be very careful with, and we will cover all of those here in this video so you'll know exactly what to do, both here and up north. And everything will be covered from A to Z within that. Now, I got a little bonus for you, so stick around to the very end. Thumbs up, like, send it to a friend north of the border, whatever the case is, and we'll help you out with that. Okay, so let's talk about Canada. Okay, although Canada is their own country, they have a completely different system than the United States. They have a parliament, a prime minister, they have provinces, not states, all that stuff. It's kind of the same. They do not have tax lien certificates in Canada at all. You're not going to go up there and buy a tax lien and get an interest rate on your money where the province takes collection of the taxes and then eventually pays you and all that. It does not work that way at all. What they do have is what's called a tax deed system. What happens is the province, I got to get this because I constantly want to say county, similar to like California. The county, Orange County will hold a sale to sell the tax deed to the property. Okay, but in Canada, the province will hold the sale. But sometimes the province will say, okay, we're going to sell that property and the owner still has an opportunity to pay it back plus a redemption. The challenge in Canada, and I still can't get clarity on it because I can't get clarity on this, I just won't invest in Canada. It doesn't have the same statutory, the law that says all liens and encumbrances are going to be wiped out. If you know something different, put it in the comment. I'd be happy to get the research on it. My challenge is I've got such a big market here in the United States. I'm never going to run out of liens and deeds here. I don't need another market to add to that. You know, and people say, well, I'm in Canada. I want to do it up here. You know, look, 90% of Canadians live, you know, within an hour of the border anyway. So there's just, your market's so much smaller there. That's like saying I'm only going to buy liens in my backyard. That's just the way I feel about it. There is over $400 billion in uncollected property taxes in the United States alone. Okay? It's a huge market there. But the similarities with Canada and the United States are pretty unique in so much as, for instance, investors are bidding on the ownership of the property in Canada. If they win the auction, they acquire the property outright unless the owner redeems within a specific period of time. Investors are purchasing the right to collect unpaid taxes with a lien. So if you're comparing apples to apples, you have to go to a tax deed state in the United States to equate to property. Some provinces, like Ontario, have redemption periods giving the property owner time to settle their debt and retain ownership before the auction buyer can take possession of the property. So even if you put it up there, you might not have it. What I couldn't find is the absolute clarity that all debts and encumbrances would be eliminated in Canada when you buy it from that. And it's so clear in the United States that if you buy a tax lien certificate and nobody protects themselves, including the property owner, after a 4 or 5 year period of time, you'll own the property. I'm not going to get into the research of Canada because I'm not going to talk about something I haven't done. Hopefully you'll appreciate that. My attitude is this: you do not need to be a U.S. citizen to buy tax liens or tax deeds in the United States. So the market down here is ginormous. If you live in Canada, just do it here in Canada. If you live in the United States, you know, it's always, the pasture is always greener over there. No, it's not. Okay, stay on this side of the aisle, on border, so to speak, and you'll have it from there. I'm not going to get into other countries. Really, Canada is probably the most similar to the United States, but it's still just not close. The United States have the safest and most lucrative investment opportunity out there. Now the overwhelmed side of it starts to happen. You're like thinking, oh my gosh, there's so many states, there are so many counties. Yeah, there are. There's 5,000 jurisdictions. There's billions of dollars in uncollected property taxes, but don't look at the market that way. You know, use my 663 strategy and I think you're going to be okay. What do I mean by that? Pick 6 deed states and 6 lien states. So how would I pick a lien state? How would I pick a deed state? It's simple. I'm going to go with a deed state with a sale that's coming up. I don't want to pick a deed state that just had it last month, is not going to have it for another year. Maybe one that is nearby, you're familiar with, you have family, stuff like that. How would I pick a lien state? Again, you guys, I'm not going to say, oh, you must go here. There's too many markets out there. So you can say, hey, I want to do this. I want to go to a high interest rate of 18% like New Jersey, or 16% with a 3-year redemption like Arizona, 18% down in Florida, whatever the case is. So you pick 6 lien states, and then you pick 6 deed states, and then you pick 3 counties within each one of those. That's 36 different markets. Then what you're going to do is start finding out when there's sales coming up. Literally, you should have 3 to 4 sales a month. If you're not looking at 5 to 6 different lists a week, you're probably not doing this business correctly. When I'm saying correctly, if you're looking at 5 to 6 lists a week, you're on track to make well into a 6-figure income, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 doing tax liens and tax deeds. That's how this works. But you have to build your pipeline in the very beginning. So now you've got all these counties that you've picked. Then you're going to find out on your calendar, you get your calendar out and say, okay, when are these sales coming up? So then you start marking your calendar every single month. And let's say, I don't know, next month was November. So I'm going to find out right now, October comes from November. I'm just doing the math there. So all of the sales in November will start issuing their list out in October. So now I can start getting prepared. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to get the list. I want to find out what areas in those counties are the areas that I want to buy properties in. What are the good areas? How do I figure that out? I've never been there before, Sean. You find out what the average price of a home is in that particular jurisdiction and go up from there. I want to stick with single family residential properties. We all know what a single family residential home is, so stick with that. If you know commercial, God bless you, go for it. So once I've broken the list down like that, I'm saying, okay, I want high valued properties. I want liens that I can afford. I want the interest rate. Now the sale's coming up. I need to know when the sale is. Is it online? How do I get registered? When do I need to be registered? Who needs to get whom? Whom needs to get registered? Should I? Should my LLC? If my LLC gets registered, should I have a POA or a power of attorney signed up on that? So many different things that you want to look at. Let me think, make sure I'm getting everything on there. Again, you want to make sure you've got the risk factors covered on that. So I want a home. What makes this so desirable is I'm buying a $3,000 lien on a property that you want to have the value that it can, support that. So if they don't redeem on this situation, what I'm going to be doing is getting that property. Well, it better be worth something. It better be in an area. It better have value. It better not be burnt to the ground. It better not be an alleyway. All of those things make a difference. So once you've started weeding your list down like that, now I know, okay, here's the next 50 to 100 properties that I want to buy a lien on. Here's the next 3 or 4 properties I want to buy a deed on, because the deeds are going to be more expensive. They're 5 years of back taxes. Liens, just 1 year of back taxes. You're not getting the property. So 2 different components on how you research a deed state versus a lien state. Very, very important. And let me tell you something. I would not invest 1 penny of my own money unless I knew all the risk factors and how to avoid them. That's how and why I'm providing this brand new course for free. I just put it together. I think it's some of my best work. Okay, just click the link down below. It's higginsmethod.com. Click the link down below and I will give you that course that will walk you through everything so you can feel confident that you're making the right decisions on the right properties here in the United States. Good luck in Canada. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and good luck. We'll see you out there.